You're listening to WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network, Singles Talk Radio Channel, where we take a lighthearted and candid approach to discussions on the journey of relationship loss, divorce, parenting, being single, relationships building, dating, and yes, sex. Join our listeners and begin living your best life.
Welcome to Divorce, Dating, and Empowered Living with your host, Rosalind Sedacca. Join Rosalind each week on a journey toward overcoming life's many challenges to achieve peace, empowerment, and positive transformation. It's time to relax, unwind, and transform your life with Rosalind Sedacca.
Hello, everyone. This is Rosalind Sedacca, and you are listening to WGSN-DB, the Going Solo Network. The show is Divorce, Dating, and Empowered Living with Rosalind Sedacca. I'm so happy that you're joining me today because I'm talking about a subject that every adult who's single should be paying attention to. I'm calling it 2 Crucial Steps to Finding a Lasting Love Partner. Now, I've been doing divorce coaching for many, many years now. And I know that most of the clients that I speak to and most of the singles that I know always express that they're tired of the frustrations of being single. They're tired of bad dates. They're tired of no dates. They're tired of dating losers. They're tired of dating users. They're tired of dating players or takers or jerks or immature partners or controlling partners. I think you get the idea. And so what we're going to talk about today is relatively simple, and yet it can be the shift that you need to change everything about what is happening in your life as a single adult. So you've all heard the adage about insanity. Insanity is doing the same thing again and again and expecting different results. And that is really true, because most of us get into habit patterns in which we repeat behaviors. We create a comfort zone. We create a groove in our life. We just do the same things that we're used to doing with the same people again and again, and we're expecting that something's going to change. This time it's going to be different. This time I'm going to find a person who's really valuable to me in my life. This time I'm going to be happier. This time I'm going to lose weight or break another habit. And of course it doesn't happen that way because we are really stuck in our patterns. And from my experience over the years, I have discovered that there really are only 2 ways to be truly successful in finding a lasting love partner. And that is, 1, to either change what you're doing, or 2, change yourself. I said change what you're doing or change yourself. Now, on the surface, that sounds very simple and so basic it isn't even worth talking about. But, oh, yes, it is, because this is really the crux of what we need to be doing in our lives. We look outside of ourselves for some magic formulas, for a new diet plan, for a new tip sheet, for a new how-to on learning how to be successful in dating, in being single. And we try to learn lessons of how to flirt and how to approach new people or finding new dating sites or gimmicks. And what basically we're missing is that it's all up to us in taking care of either of these two strategies. Change what you're doing or change your self-concept. So what does that really mean? Well, change what you're doing is the simpler form because it's something that you could do to take action on the physical plane. And that means finding yourself and putting yourself in new places. For example, going to new restaurants, attending new events or concerts or lectures or places where people gather. You don't have to only go to singles events in order to find people to meet that are interesting and dynamic, or to make friends who know friends who are single, interesting, and dynamic. But if you're hanging out with the same people at the same places, then it's much less likely that you're going to find what you're looking for, which is fresh, new people who are outside of your comfort zone. So change what you're doing has a lot to do with going out with new people, new friends, make new friends, or make plans to be with friends who you ordinarily don't socialize with, or do something in different times, go out in the evening or go out on the weekend and go out for breakfast. Changing up anything in your life is going to change the opportunities. Another change what you're doing is learning new hobbies or skill sets. Perhaps you've always wanted to play the piano or the guitar. Now's a chance to take music lessons and follow your passion. Take a new class, whether it's a painting class, a public speaking class, a class on Greek history, gourmet cooking, dancing. It doesn't matter. Or a course. The community college, the local colleges have abundant courses. So do the high schools have adult education courses. There's wonderful opportunities for classes in yoga or exercise or jazz dancing or doing things, mechanical things, or learning more computer skills and IT skills, learning another language. All of these open up doors to something new. And when our brains are refreshed with something new, it stimulates us on an abundant level of ways that we may not have experienced for quite a while. It's not only healthy for our brains, keeping us younger and more alive, but it opens the door to meeting new people or people who know other people, and that's what this is all about. The word is new, switching things over in your life for new. Again, travel can be new. Do you take vacations at the same types of places and go to the same types of places year after year? Break that up. Think about new places to travel, whether it's locally, places within a half an hour or an hour or 2 hours from home that you've never been to that are interesting and dynamic, but you've just never gotten there, or whether it's national travel or international travel. Think about places that you'd love to see and you just haven't put the energy together to do it. And then think about who to do it with. Traveling with new friends and people you haven't traveled with can be very exciting. Not everyone is compatible with you, but try new people, new partners, because the energy gets shifted. It's much more stimulating for you, and it hones in on your communication skills. Or consider traveling alone. There are websites and travel sites where you can travel alone with other people who are kindred spirits, people who are interested in things that interest you, whether it's animals and zoology or geology or anthropology or history or astrology, whatever it is, there are places to go and people to do it with, and they don't have to be people that you know. When you're sitting down to dinner or breakfast with someone in a group tour, you're talking to someone new who has new ideas and new stimulation for you. It's a wonderful way to create new opportunities. And everyone we meet knows someone who's single, whether it's their own relative, whether it's a neighbor, whether it's their best friend, or whether it's they themselves who are single. So be sure to consider that and take advantage of that, because that's the way to make the changes in what you're doing. If you keep repeating what you've done, you're going to keep getting the same old results. There's another way that I highly recommend, and that's volunteering your services in places where it would be appreciated. Statistics show that people who volunteer to do work actually live longer than people who don't. They've done studies on this because there's something about volunteering which opens your heart as well as opening your mind, and the good that happens from it, the appreciation you get, just resonates within your body and soul on a deep level, and of course it does with the people who you are helping. So, of course, hospitals need volunteers on many different levels for do-good favors and helping with decorations for holidays, puppet shows for kids, whatever it is. There are avenues within the medical system where you could volunteer your services. Don't forget the senior centers. They would love to have you come by with a pet. Bring your dog to a senior center and let the seniors have the opportunity to pet and squeeze and talk to the dog and just enjoy a break from their normal routines. Of course, if you love animals, then volunteering at an animal shelter is another wonderful opportunity to do good, to feel good, and to make a difference in the lives of innocent animals. So there are many different ways you can volunteer. Every local community has some kind of a shelter and a system to help stray animals, ill animals, and you can be there and share your heart and any expertise you have, and that can make a huge difference for them. And then there's the area of volunteering at schools, whether it's a preschool level, whether it's elementary school, middle school, or high school. When you're volunteering at a school, you are adding another adult piece of energy to that school and helping children who may be at risk, children with special needs, children who just aren't getting enough attention, children whose parents are working so long that they don't have a lot of personal contact with adults. There are so many different areas, and you can work in tutoring, you could work in the sports arena or a recess time, you can work in helping with food in the lunchroom, making sure that the kids are all getting attended to. Whatever it is, volunteering can open your heart, open your mind, and open the doors to a new relationship with wonderful children. There's also big brother and big sister opportunities if you like working with children, where you could share your adult expertise levels in many different areas that you've worked in for a good part of your life, or areas that are a special hobby or interest for you, and you can be sharing what you know and what you've learned. Again, all of this is about focusing on getting out of your routine, your comfort zone, your usual way of being and behaving. Once you do, that's what opens the doors to new opportunities and meeting new people. And it's the healthiest thing that a single person can do, because it enables you to refresh, renew, revigorate your life. And most of the single people I know really need that most of all. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to GoingSoloTravelers.com. Going Solo Travelers is about connecting, making new friends, exploring, and enjoying new fun times together. Laughter and the excitement of seeing and exploring something new creates memories that will last forever. Come join us on GoingSoloTravelers.com.
This is Rosalind Sedacca. You're listening to WGSN-DB, the Going Solo Network. And the show is Divorce, Dating, and Empowered Living with Rosalind Sedacca. And we've been talking about two crucial steps to finding a lasting love partner. So for the first part of our show, we were talking about step one, which is changing what you are doing in your life to get a different outcome. Now we're going to talk about step two. Step two is even more important and significant. It's not as easy, but the impact and the effect is going to be even more dramatic in your life. And that's changing your self-concept, making changes about the you, who you are. So to do that, there's several questions you can be asking yourself. And I would write a lot of this down, journal about it, because there's no right or wrong answers, and the answers are what you are feeling and expressing. No one is judging you. No one is calling you right or wrong. No one is attempting to change you. What I'm trying to do is help you change your self-concept to be even more positive, because the more positive we are about ourselves, the more likely it is that other people outside of ourselves will feel positive about us as well. Does that make sense? So the first question you want to ask yourself is, what lessons did I learn from my past relationships? Whether you were married and divorced, whether you were single and had several relationships that came and went, whatever your status is in relationships, there are lessons that you could have learned and should have learned. And if you ignore this question and don't look at the lessons you've learned, then there's nothing you're going to shift about yourself, and there's nothing you're going to do differently than in the past. And you know what that means? It means you're going to get the same results as you've had. You're going to find other partners who are similar to the partners you've had in the past, and the same issues will come up because that's what life does for us. If we learn lessons and we say, for now on, I will never do this or that. For now on, I will always do this and that. I will feel this way. I will not accept this behavior. I will only accept partners who treat me this way. When you learn those lessons and make those statements, then when you're meeting new people, you have a new gauge, you have new qualifications, new ways of identifying whether someone is worth your time from the first meeting on. And that is a gift for yourself. The second question, what am I telling myself? Everyone speaks to themselves in their minds, and our self-talk influences our self-concept. Are you putting yourself down more of the time? Are you calling yourself a jerk or a fool or incompetent or no one is ever going to like me or want me? Am I too fat, too short, too ugly, too poor, whatever it is that you're telling yourself? Those become belief systems. And when we have negative belief systems about ourselves and we don't feel highly about ourselves and confident about ourselves, why in the world should anyone else? Why would anyone feel differently about us if we don't feel good about ourselves? So your self-talk, monitoring it, listening to it, catching yourself, saying things about yourself that may not be positive, can be changed. All of that can be changed, but not unless you give it attention, unless you're alert and aware of what you're telling yourself. And then you could say, cancel, I didn't mean that, and say something else that's positive and accommodating, something that you'd like to hear a love partner say to you. That makes all the difference in the world. Another important question to ask yourself is, what do I believe about all men or all women? Whoever you're dating, we very often get jaded and we make generalizations. All men are takers. All men are abusive. All men are controlling. All men want is one thing. We create these belief systems, and then as soon as we meet someone, we kind of expect them to behave that way, and we don't give ourselves an opportunity to check and see if they're different. All women are greedy. All women are controlling. All women are liars. All women are manipulative. Whatever our belief system is, we bring that with us. We bring it with us in everything we do and all of our interactions with other people. If you have belief systems that are strong negative generalizations about the partners you're meeting, it's very unlikely that anyone is going to get through that barrier and that you can allow yourself to meet someone on a different level and allow them to show that they are different, that they are loving, that they are caring, that they are giving, that they have character and integrity. So many people are connected in relationships with good people of character and integrity who are loving, who are compassionate, who are caring. Why shouldn't you have that in your life? Do you believe that all the good people are taken and that there's no one left? That's not a really smart, wise belief to carry around with you because it closes the doors to finding good people. So you have to be aware of what your beliefs are and be willing to change them. Changing your self-concept is the key to opening the door to a better possibility of relationship partner. Another question, what do I expect from our dating partner? Put together a list of the criteria. Are your criteria about character and values and belief systems that are compatible with yours? Or are your expectations more about height and weight and color of hair and how much money they make and things like that? There's a difference. If your expectations from a dating partner are superficial, then you're going to find a superficial dating partner, and then you're going to bitch and complain about who they are and how they are. Related to that is the question, what do I deserve in a relationship? Do you believe that you deserve to be loved and cherished and valued, that you deserve a relationship partner who will treat you well and respect you and honor you, and it will be there for the long term, that you can relax and be in a comfortable place with a partner who's there for you and who you could be there for? You have to feel you deserve that, because if you don't believe you deserve it, if you don't feel you deserve it, you're not going to attract that kind of a person. So ask yourself this question as well. What patterns have been running me, repeating in my life again and again? Those patterns are really important to identify, because most people repeat patterns in finding the same type of person again and again. Controlling people, indifferent people, people who leave, people who are abusive, people who are disrespectful, people who cheat. If that's your pattern, it's not the people out in the universe, it's you who is attracting those people because you haven't changed your self-concept. This is your opportunity. It's a wonderful opportunity to be able to do that. And last question for today is, what can I do differently for today on? What can I do differently from today on in my life? Think about all the things that we discussed, all the ways that you could change what you're doing, the new places, the new people, the new events, the new skills, the new travel, the new opportunities, the new ways to show up in places that you haven't been before. And think about all the shifts that will create in the energy around your life. And then think about how you could change your self-concept, your beliefs about yourself, the things you're telling yourself, the expectations you have from a partner, what you feel you really deserve in a relationship, the patterns that have been running you, and most important, the lessons that you haven't learned that you could learn now. When you put all of that together, it makes a huge difference in the outcome. And the truth about romantic love is this: we don't fall in love with our partner. We fall in love with who we want them to be. So think clearly and carefully and thoughtfully about who you want your partner to be, and then set out to attract that kind of partner. And suddenly you're going to get a much higher caliber partner in your life. So if you have questions about this and want more information about this, you can reach me at womendatingafter40.com. That's 40, womendatingafter40.com. And you can send me a note, and we can talk about issues and questions you have and make a difference in your life. I'm here to make a difference in your life. I want you to be happy in your dating and relationship exploration, and I want you to find the lasting love partner that you really like, want, and deserve. So this has been Rosalind Sedacca on WGSN-DB, the Going Solo Network. You've been listening to Divorce, Dating, and Empowered Living, and I look forward to talking with you again next time. Bye-bye for now.